What's up, the internet? I haven't spoken with you in a bit. My name's Levi. I'm from Shred Shop in Cochrane, Alberta, and these are 5 of our top picks for the Union bindings for the season 19 and 2020. Get it. Guess what? Union is our #1 binding brand, and it sells so good, and we're going to tell you why. You know what doesn't sell good? Pieces of poo, bathroom breaks, ripped up t-shirts, vomit in the underwear drawer. There's many things that we don't sell here we wouldn't make any money off of. Okay, we're going to start with an overview of the whole brand for Union bindings, and then we're going to give you our top picks for 19 and 2020. Union was founded in 2005 by Martino Fumagalli and George Kleckner. Both these guys were with Drake. You remember that binding company? They used to be good, and then they skid marked their way right out of the industry. Both those guys came together and formed Union to making the best that bindings can have. So both these guys, their training was in bindings. You know how a lot of brands go and they try to expand and they do snowboards and bindings and goggles and this and that and whatever. They went and they did what they did best and they stuck with it, and now they crush it making Union bindings. So in their effort to make the best binding out there, they teamed up with DuPont Engineering. And that's how they came up with the nylon that Union is known for. Union were pioneers in bringing in materials from the aerospace and automotive industry, such as forged carbon that you find in all this stuff. They knew that if a spaceship was made out of it, then a binding should be made out of it. If you pay close attention to details when you're trying to buy quality, you'll notice that a lot of Union bindings use magnesium ratchets, which are half the weight and 4 times as strong. Another way that Union goes above and beyond in their quality is every single bolt, every single screw that they have on there is guaranteed to twice the industry standard for strength. So you know you're getting a good quality binding. These are the Union Falkor bindings. They're the high-end binding, really strong, really light. They come in at $449 Canadian dollars. So the Falkor, he got that name from the name of his yacht. Travis Rice has a yacht. One thing to mention about Travis Rice and his attention to detail is that he paid attention from the ground up of every little detail in these bindings. So you know that when you're riding it, it's something that he put thought and effort into. So if you're wondering why do these bindings look and feel a little bit different than all the other bindings in this line, it's because Travis Rice made every single little detail specific to what he wanted and what he needed when he was riding. And that's because he wants to make you a better snowboarder so you can own a yacht. So if you take a look, his ratchets, they're actually bigger than any of the other bindings in this line. It's because when he rides, he wears mitts, so he needed it easy on and off with his mittens on. When you flip it around, you take a look at the high back. On any of the other Union bindings, they have a toolless adjust for the lean forward and back. On his, it isn't. It uses a tool. It's a Phillips head on it. It's because he wanted less weight and less material to snag on when he's weaving in and out of stuff. When you try to get a lighter binding, the materials tend to get a lot more flimsy, making the quality not as good. But this binding, for how stiff it is, it's crazy light. So, Lamborghini, Boeing, ever heard of it? That's right, they use forged carbon for really light, really strong materials. Travis Rice, he's friends with all those guys. So he took a Y of forged carbon, put it in the binding, making it crazy light and crazy strong. So next up we have the Strata by Union. That one last season replaced the Contact Pro at this price point of $359 CAD, Canadian dollars. This binding is the most popular binding among all the friends, the team reps, the team riders, and all the homies. You know the pro Torstein Horgmo? That's right. He did us all a solid. He put in a ton of time designing this binding to make it solid for $359. This binding, like the Falkor, has a 2-piece base with maximum stiffness with minimum amount of weight. So if you look at the back of the high back, it actually has a bunch of weird holes in it. You might be wondering why. It's actually based off of a specific algorithm that they used while studying Torstein's movement to give it best flexibility while riding. So this binding is an all-mountain binding that leads to the freestyle side of the spectrum, so you can still tweak grabs, you can still butter around. So these are the Union Force bindings. They come in at $320 Canadian, and lots of people like them. The Union Force binding is OG. It was one of the first bindings they designed, and so it actually, after 15 years, has actually become almost a brand of its own. People know what it is. These bindings are actually our best sellers every single season. Union Force all the way, baby! So from the Union Force and up, in those price points, they all get the full Union Tech package. So in that full tech pack, we're talking full magnesium ratchet pack, They also have 4-corner bushings on the bottom of the base. The whole base of the binding is designed with Duraflex ST nylon, which they designed with DuPont engineering. It has toolless adjustments on the high back and on the straps. The Force also comes with an upgraded strap for this year. This right here is the ultimate all-mountain binding. We call it the one binding to rule them all. These next ones are called the Contact Pros. They are the best bang for your buck. They used to be $350, but then the Strata came in and bumped them down. These things run for $290 CAD now. Good money, good deals. The cool story with these is actually only 5% of your binding touches the board, right around here. The rest of the bottom that's actually in contact with your board is this soft bushing, so it allows your board to flex, leaving no dead zones when you're pressing. So y'all remember that girl from last summer? She was super surfy and fun and playful. So are these bindings because of the contact points. With those contact points, it actually gives you a good, fun, surfy feel. The owner of Shreds, Sam, he rode these bindings, and he said one of the coolest things was that he could actually feel the tech and the difference with these bindings when he was riding them. Whereas other bindings, sometimes you understand the tech, and so you kind of can feel it, but it's not super apparent. But these ones were super awesome that way. The Contact Pro also comes in a Scott Stevens Pro Model color. It's also a good time to point out that in the past few years, Union has put in a ton of time, money, and research and development into their strap design. All the straps have changed the angle and they've thinned out a bunch, making it super ergonomic and comfortable so it doesn't bunch up when you tighten it way up on your boots. It's also good to note that the ratchets are actually attached to the skeleton or the body of the strap, making it way more durable when you're reefing on it on the hill. So the last of the ladies, number 5, this is the Union Flight Pro. It is our price point binding at $199 Canadian dollars. The word flight actually stands for f***ing light. In all the past years, this flight binding actually came in at $240, but now just for Canada, they bumped it down to $199, making it the best binding you can get for under 200 bucks. If price point is the biggest thing for you, there is no other binding that competes with this binding for under 200 bucks. I guarantee that. So if you know anything about Union, you know that they have a lifetime warranty on their bases. And even though this binding and their price is so boss, they still have the warranty on the base. This binding comes with the original Contact Pro high back, and actually Gigi Ruff designed it to be after a BBS wheel, a really high-end rim. So you can kind of see that with the spokes out. And last, it is actually on the softer side of the spectrum, making it super flexible, super playful, and it's also really light. Thanks so much for watching, guys, for our top 5 picks for the 2019-2020 Union bindings. If you want to know more, click the link below and there'll be a full blog post on it. I'm Levi, this is Shred Shop. We're in Cochrane, Alberta. Hit our website, buy from us, be our best friends. And tell us somewhere below or somewhere in your brain why you're a goober and you are... I want to own a boat, Union or die. If you're not riding Unions, join the Snowbladers. Travis Royce. And also, if you want to own your own yacht, this is what you need to be riding. These ones are the Travis Royce Falcor. Okay. That's right. You spend money on his bindings, he spends your money on his boat. So as well as Travis Royce having a yacht, he also believes very heavily in Ferraris. So, you know what's a better scene than snowboarding? Skateboarding. Take a clue. Take a hint, bud.